Yep.
All right, man. We are back again on another episode of the Coach's Corner podcast, man, where we're enlightening our players, man, kind of getting a bird's eye view, but hear direct from the horse's mouth on what it's like to get recruited, man, what coaches are looking for, and just informing you as player and parents on what you need to look for and how to get recruited. Now, we got a special guest, man. Now, we got this guy, man. He might be so-so, man. He's halfway decent, man. I might know him from around the way. Of course, he'll never admit that I'm a better looking person than him and a better football player than him, but he's still a good guy at all, man. I got my man Vic from Cal, the newly appointed co-defensive coordinator. Man, introduce yourself. Tell us about yourself, man. What do we need to know?
How's it going, man? Yeah, we played together. I think
Yep.
we can put it up to a vote, in the chat if we want. But no, born and raised Oceanside, California. Went to
Yep.
Carlsbad High School. Went to
Okay.
played collegiate ball at BYU,
Yep.
and then played in the NFL for a few years. And now I've been coaching. So coached at the University of Virginia for 4 years,
Yep.
USC for 2 years, and now going on my fourth year at the University of California, Berkeley. Uh, I love food. You know what I mean? Being
Yep.
Samoan, you gotta love food,
Yep.
and just yeah, I've got a bunch of kids. Been married for going on 16 years.
Yeah.
5 kids. It's funny you're talking about recruiting because my oldest daughter is about to get into her recruiting process, and the recruiting
Yep.
process for girls volleyball is actually really different. I just learned this like 2 weeks ago.
She playing
That
club?
She's playing club. So she's playing club.
Man,
She's
I
she's
got to
gonna
get you
be a
with my wife.
freshman. Oh
I
yeah,
gotta get you my wife.
absolutely.
My wife's coaching club, man.
Oh yeah, let's do
Yep.
it.
So yes, I gotta
There
get
we
you
go.
her.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So coached the defensive line at both Virginia and USC,
Okay.
the entire D line, and then came to Cal as the outside linebackers coach for 1 year and had kickoff, and then did really well. And Coach Wilcox, gave me an opportunity to be the special teams coordinator. So coordinated special teams for the last 2 years, where we set like 5 records at Cal.
Yeah. Yep.
And now our DC at the time, this was back like 6 months ago, Peter Sermon, who is one of the best coaches I've been around and a great mentor and a teammate. He ended up
Yep.
going to New Orleans as a linebackers coach for the New Orleans Saints. And so through that process has allowed myself and Terrence Brown to be the co-defensive coordinators. And so that's what we're doing now. And
There you go.
really excited to be here, man, and excited to help the kids. I'm a big believer in giving back to the community
Hmm.
and trying to give the kids stuff that we didn't have growing up. Like
Right.
there's so much access that they have to a bunch of different things, especially nowadays with the internet and
Yep.
Twitter and all this stuff. You can see all
Yep.
kinds of things, but having someone like you, I've watched every episode. I always keep tabs on my guys,
Yep.
and you look kind of like a D tackle now. You've been eating. You like food like I like food.
So this is what we doing. So we gonna tell lies, right? So is that what we doing? So let's tell the story, man. So he comes down, he playing SMU, and I go to the hotel, and he goes, "Damn, well, you still look like you could play." See, hey, man, I just want to look the part, big dog. It's all good though, man. Hey, so listen, this is a question that I never ask. I need to ask this question. And I think this is a good question to start off with because people need to kind of understand what it's like from a coaching perspective. Okay. What does it look like now coaching in college football? Because you always hear about the players, you hear about the transfer portal, whatever. From a coaching perspective, everybody talks about the coaches are hating this, coaches are hating that. I don't know if that's necessarily the case, but what has changed and how hard is it now to keep the roster together and just coach the guys and develop and build relationships?
Right. I think it's really funny. It's the same thing that we tell our players, right? You preach to the players about it doesn't matter about circumstance, like get your feelings out of it. That
Yep.
the scoreboard has no feelings, right?
Yep.
It's all about feedback. I talk to our guys a lot about feedback. That feedback comes in a bunch of different ways. And when it comes, it doesn't matter how you take it, it is the
Right.
feedback, right?
Yep.
So if you're a receiver and you drop a ball and you drop 2 balls, the feedback is you are not catching the football. And regardless
Yeah.
of how you take it, like, oh, I'm feeling about this, it doesn't matter. And so it's funny, you hear a lot of coaches saying, I don't like this or I don't like that. It doesn't matter. It's just that's what today's game
It,
is. You know what I mean?
right.
It
It's
doesn't
what it
matter.
is. Yeah.
The rules are
Yeah.
the rules, and you've got to be able to adapt and develop and come up with your own game plan of how to
Yeah.
keep your roster together and all that. I
Hmm.
think at the very, very, very base level of what a player wants, I think a
Okay.
player really wants to be developed. I think the number one thing they
Mm.
want to be is developed.
Okay.
Okay. And so as a coach, taking that point development, um, I have built and we have built here at Cal, our especially on defense, man. Like we had 4 guys drafted last year, which were more than a lot of y'all favorite teams didn't get
Yeah.
draft 4 guys
Yep.
last year,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
And we have 4 guys on defense, a couple that we had homegrown, and then, transfers that had come in for different lengths, but they had been developed, right?
Yeah.
And so that is what our core base level of teaching and understanding at Cal is that if you come and play defense here, that you are going to be developed. Okay.
Yeah.
And I truly believe if a kid feels like he is being developed and he is getting better than he was a week ago or 2 weeks ago or 2 months ago or 2 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Then uh, that is the main part of why, or the main issue. I'm still the same as I was last year or 2 years ago. And so the first thing is, as a coach, is are you developing your players and
Hmm.
are they doing what they're being coached to do, right?
Yep.
uh, can productive and the scheme beyond right their current level to help them become a better football player. The next thing I would say comes down to NIL, like blunt,
Mm.
very is a lot of guys have in their ears family members or this much,
Yep.
where's my money? Listen, if they chase opportunity and production, if they chase production,
Yeah.
okay, everything else will follow.
Yeah.
So if when your number is called to go out there on third down and sack the quarterback, you sack the quarterback, and that's what you're focused on. Is I'm focused on my job, I'm focused on getting on the field, I'm focused on playing, then everything else will follow, right?
Yeah.
Which goes back to the developmental piece. If you're getting developed, then you're going to be able to go toe to toe with a guy in your room to get playing time. Then you're going to get playing
Yeah.
time. Now, when you get playing time, when I was a player, I thought this as well, and I hear this from my players. I'm like, God, it's not like that, right? I mean, in the NFL, it's a little bit more like what I'm about to say, but in college, it's
Yeah.
not. You know,
Yeah.
I used to always think, man, the coaches got favorites, this and that. Like, coach really likes so and so, they're gonna play so and so,
Yep. Yep. Yep.
and it's not the coaches like production. The coaches want to
That
win.
that that's their favorite.
Exactly. That is the
Yep.
favorite. So as we go through this, like the guys were like, well, so and so gets all the reps. Well, so and so, let's put your clips with so and so's clips. Like, where is it? You tell me, right? But
Yep.
it's not just that's not the end of the conversation. The next part of the
Hmm.
conversation is like, all right, let me develop you and listen, are you understanding how to get to where so and so is and
Yeah.
and have an even battle, right? And that is what our gift is. Our gift at Cal is you will have the opportunity,
That's
to
good.
come in and compete. If you are a walk-on, if you are grad transfer, if you've been a redshirt freshman, or you redshirted, don't have any film, if you come in to the building, we're expecting you to compete. And the way that
Yeah.
we coach and the way that we develop, I think, is different than a lot of places because a lot of guys, I wouldn't say a lot, but there are teams that will just go out and buy a kid. You know,
Yeah.
they're just like, you're already good, let's go buy a kid, and then all that other stuff off the field happens. So first thing I think kids look for is development, right? And really at the core, there's a lot of different things that go into why decisions are made. But I think the first and foremost is development. And then, obviously the NIL is a big piece. It's real.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't care how you feel about it as a coach. It's real. Like it's
Yeah.
real.
Yeah.
Like let's
Yeah.
play the game within the rules and these are the rules, right? And so having that conversation with players and families, understanding different values. What $10 to someone that only has $10 versus someone that has
Yeah.
$1,000, like it's different,
Yeah. It's different. Yeah.
and so there's
Yeah.
different conversations when you have with families about NIL, and a lot of times, and I know this, it's like this in the league, man. I mean, like a
Yeah.
lot of people tie their value to their contract. So you'll be
Yeah.
talking smack to a player across from you when you're playing in the league, and they're like, "Man, I'm
Yeah.
for 48 mil." You're like, "Oh, dang,"
Yeah. Ain't nothing you can say. That's a trump card.
Right,
Yep.
right, right, right. But at
Yep.
the end of it, but for us in college, it's really not like that. It's really when you take into what the amount of money, whatever it is for whatever school, and you understand the grand scheme. If you can understand where you fall in the grand scheme of somebody's program, then you can understand your true value because it is not being regulated like the NFL.
Yeah.
Like it is not.
Yeah.
There isn't a salary cap. Like there's moving towards salary caps, but you're still name, image, and likeness under the law is open to interpretation
Mm-hmm.
of what that means for each state and each school.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
uh, within the money deal is understanding back to development, right? It's got to come back to development because at the end of the day, you get ready to go to that combine and it doesn't say how much you've been paid in NIL. It doesn't say that you were the highest paid player in college. It doesn't say any of that. It
Mm-hmm.
says how fast is your 40? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How many times
Yeah.
can you rep it?
Straight
What's
up.
your short shuttle? You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, and then it all comes to light, right? It all comes to light when you get out there and you're around
Yeah.
peers at your same position and they
Yeah.
ask you to go get a sack on
Yeah.
third down and you either do or you
Yeah.
don't, and
Yes.
so part of the opportunity that we offer at Cal is like the opportunity at the end of the day to go
Yeah.
out there and battle one-on-one with your guy next to you that your boys, like you went through training camp together, y'all
Yeah.
tight, but only one of y'all could play,
Yeah.
you
Only
know,
one.
only one.
Yep.
And
Yep.
so to shorten that curve, that learning curve when you get into the NFL, that's what we try to do. So
Mm-hmm.
we play an NFL system. Uh, we put guys through things that they'll know forever. Like
Yeah.
it may be called something different. The word might change, but you'll have reps in college because what they're asking you to do. You know what I mean? So um, I would
Right.
say that, and then the third thing, honestly, is opportunity. Guys get into the portal,
Yeah.
looking for an opportunity. And to be blunt and to be honest, I like recruiting the portal way more than I like recruiting high school.
Man, I was about to get into that because I was going to ask you because man, you dropping you. I done wrote down 4 new questions based off everything you said, man. But like, okay, so don't lose that point. Don't lose
Uh,
that point.
yeah.
But as far as the recruiting, how's recruiting changed with the portal versus high school integrated with the NIL now? Like, how does all that go together? So expand upon your portal and why, and then add that other portion in because man, that's a lot of questions I get from my guys who are highly
How's
recruited.
recruiting
How do we go
change?
about? Yeah. Yep. Can you hear me? Okay. You hear me? There you go.
You know,
Yeah. Yeah. From like, I know you said you like recruiting the portal. And like, man, I
yeah.
like touch on that. And then how is NIL integrated within that and high school as far as like the changes now in recruiting, the evaluation process plus the portal and NIL. So what does that look like now?
Yeah, so we'll start with the evaluation process. I think, especially for defense, so I'll talk about defensive guys, but it's really
Okay.
in general. I recruit offensive guys. Like I recruit everybody. I recruit all linemen, recruit
Mm,
quarterbacks. Like I recruit everybody. Okay, because I feel like the better we can become, on the other side of the ball, or the better that our DBs are, whatever it is,
Yeah.
then the better
Yeah.
we'll be as a team, right? So we recruit here at Cal as a unit. So guys that have ties to different places and this and that may be the lead recruiter, but may not be on their side of the ball, right?
Yeah.
So back to the evaluation process. First, when evaluating, you've got to be a leader at what you do, like, and that's
Mm.
plain and simple. You just have to be good at what you do. There may be all the other stuff that comes later, but sometimes, high school kids or parents feel like, if you put all the other stuff in the front of it, it's going to mask what your film looks like, and that's the complete opposite. Like,
Yeah.
I get all the other stuff, right, as far as uh, all the other stuff as far as what you do off the field and all that. That's
Mm-hmm.
what's going to come after I look at your film. If your film is not good, then we're not getting past the film part, right?
Right. Right.
Uh, but there's got to be something elite that you do, whether it's an elite trait or just the way you play the game is an elite
Yep.
ability. Um, but then there's also on the coach's side, like how far away are you from being elite, right? Like there may be some
Mm-hmm.
things that you're not trained enough yet, or not good at it yet, but me as the coach, like I can fill in the rest. Okay. And that's
Yeah.
part of the projecting process. So
Yeah.
I'll give you a quick example. Our he's gonna be a junior this year. His name's Ryan McCulloch on our team, number 43. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He was rated as one of the top 10 best pass rushers coming back in the ACC. Okay,
Yeah.
so he's top 10. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Coming out of high school, he was ranked 1,236. Okay.
Wow.
That was his
Wow.
ranking in his class. He was 1,236 or 38 or something like that. Okay. But now he's a top 10 pass rusher in the ACC. And he
Hmm.
hasn't even started a whole season yet. And now we
Wow.
have,
Wow.
we have NFL scouts. So like, hey, is so-and-so going to come out early? Is he going to be a guy, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
part of that on the coaches
Yeah.
on my side is like I have to project and understand what can I mold and what can I get better. What does he already have that I can't coach?
Beautiful.
So when you think about
Yes.
your evaluation as a high school kid, is like, what can I be elite at that the coach doesn't have to coach? Right? Is it speed? Is it
Love it. Love it.
is it strength? Is it change of direction when I get in and out of my breaks? Like,
That's
what can
good,
I
man.
train on my own, right? That the coach doesn't have to train. Now the coach, like for me, I always look at, all right, does he have an elite ability to get off the ball? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Can he move? Like,
Yeah.
can he go this way, laterally, that way, explode all the way around, right? And then can he bend?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
can he run full speed and then dip and turn, right?
Yeah.
Now and then the very final thing, which is very important for a lot of like just a lot of coaches, period, and a lot of high school kids too, you guys should understand is, are you playing violently? Okay.
Yes.
Like, is there a violent nature
Yes.
in what you play? You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Yes.
And so if a kid can run, if a kid can bend, and he's physical and violent, and the measurables. Okay, there are measurables, and guys will always bring up Aaron Donald. Yeah, that's why there's only one Aaron Donald. Bring up the
Right.
exception.
Yeah. The
Okay,
anomaly. The
but there
anomaly of the group.
is
Yep.
there is exactly exactly, but there is, there are measurements and measurables that we look at uh, for each specific position, right?
Right. Right.
And so as you go through it, and as you go through your process, and even as even as high school kids, as they're looking at what am I doing, what
Mm-hmm.
do I have? I can take a real picture of
Yeah.
what it is, and it's feedback, right? And we talk about feedback. There are
Yep.
no feelings with feedback. Are you
No.
6'4" or are you
No.
6 foot, right?
Yes.
Are
Yes.
you are you a 4'4" or are you a 4'7"? And
Yep.
then it's with what I have, how can I get close to elite? Like, how can I change my body? How can I maximize what God has blessed me with to be elite.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Love it.
As close as I
Love it.
can to having an elite measurable, right? And so, again, on the evaluation part, is whether you're an offensive lineman, whether you're a defensive lineman, a DB, like what is within your position something that I have control of that I can get to as
Yeah.
close to an elite, right, level that a
Yeah.
college
Yeah.
coach doesn't have all this work to do, right? It's
Yeah.
how much can I do with my own body within my own skin to get me, and sometimes you're only a 4.7, right?
Yeah.
Okay. We've played with guys. Like we have played with guys
Yeah.
that were not that fast, but they were so smart and
And
so
made
smooth
plays.
that they made play and they played in the NFL. So
Yeah.
so at the end of the day, I don't want guys like or girls if they're watching this for, other sports that, well, I'm not 6'4" and I don't run a 4.4. Okay. Well, how can you play faster? And that's
Yeah.
understanding the game. It's between your ears, right?
Yep.
And so as you go and as you work, like this is what college recruiters are looking at. Do
Yeah.
they have an elite ability for my position? Okay.
Yep.
Uh, are they physical? Right? Can
Yes.
they play the game
Yes.
in a physical manner? And then, and then it comes down to once you turn off the film, it's like, okay, you check, 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 check. Now, does he fit within, right, the parameters of what each institution is? For
Mm-hmm.
us at Cal, we're the number one public institution in the country.
Yeah.
Like not number three, not number two. We are number one, right?
Yep.
And
Yep. Yep.
so when we look at us out now, all the auxiliary stuff that we were talking about earlier, that some people
Yeah.
will put in front,
Yeah.
right? Once the film is the film, it's like, all right, cool. Now let's look at everything else. Where's he from?
Yeah.
What does he do? What are his habits and this and that? And then you go into the wiring of the player and the get ability. Like to be honest, each school has their own recruiting bed that they can get guys out of, right?
Yeah.
Like what is the get ability? Like what is it going to take for someone, at so and so school to come over here to Berkeley, right?
Yeah.
And that falls into the recruiting part. So there may be the elite prospect, fits with the school, you know what I mean? But
Mm-hmm.
lives in New York and wants to stay on the East Coast.
Yeah. Yeah.
So everything checks off, but then that doesn't, right?
Yeah.
Uh, for me, I've always been about if those first two things check out, you got me?
Yep. I got you. I can hear you. Yep. I got you.
You
Yeah.
got
Yeah. I
me?
got you.
Okay. If Yeah, for me, it's always been if those first two things check out, I'll go wherever.
Yeah.
Like I will go wherever
Yeah.
for you to come here because I know if you fit at the place and you fit within the system and you're an elite football player or at least you have elite traits
Yeah.
that I could train and develop, then you're going to be an elite football player. Like, I'm going to help you become an elite football
Yeah.
player. So whether you're in the islands or in Georgia or Florida or wherever in Texas, like I will go out and get you. Like I will
Yeah.
I will go there because I know those first two things, right?
Yeah.
When they marry together and they fit, like that's where the
It's
magic happens.
beautiful.
That's where like,
Yeah.
dang, Ryan McCulloch was 1,230 something, and now he's a top 10 edge rusher in the ACC, right?
Yep.
Um, and
Yep.
so that's always been as far as the evaluation portion, like those three things that we've talked about, or
Love
what
it.
I evaluate as we go through uh, talent acquisition, as we go through bringing kids from either high school or the portal into
Yeah.
being a part of our group, right?
Love it. Love it.
And then with each
Love it.
each again with each specific position, there are things that everybody knows they got to be good at, right? Like you can't be a 5'10" offensive tackle. There's
Nah.
things that
Yeah.
got to be right. There's
Yeah.
just
Yep.
there's just base level things that have to be checked off. um, but if you can change your body, for all those high school kids listening, man, if you could change your body
Yes.
to as elite as you can get at whatever your specific position is, okay, to mitigate all the learning curve you're going to have when you get into college.
It's good,
That is
man.
going to have people line up to be a part of, what you're doing. And it's
It's
really,
good,
really
man.
simple. Like I'm
It's
telling you, it's
good.
really, I reposted this thing that Micah Parsons, was talking to a group of kids, and he was saying, I've been basically was saying I was messing around my career. I thought I could go out and party and be in the streets and this and that, and still be an elite football player. I think
Yep.
what a lot of kids will understand is there are no choices in being great. There's no choice. It's
That's
the
good,
illusion of
Vic.
choice.
That's good. That's
Like
good, Vic.
if you want to be
Yep.
great and you want to be committed to the game, then and there's a new baconator. You're an O lineman. A new baconator came out. You ain't gonna go eat the baconator. You
Right.
better grab yourself a
Right.
salad.
Right.
Grab your salad, go to
That's
sleep.
how it works. You get
Yeah,
done playing
stop.
like us, you can eat as many as you want to when you're done.
Exactly.
You know what I
That's
mean?
what I'm saying. So it's like if you can't stay up all night. You can't stay up all
Yeah.
night playing Fortnite, Call of Duty, new NCAA game out. You can't stay
Yeah.
up all night eating Cheetos and
Yeah.
expect to wake up and go get it, right?
Yeah.
And there are guys. Troy Polamalu, man, used to tell me
Mm.
this. Like, there's guys that can do that, but it always catches up.
Crazy. Crazy. Yep.
It always catches up. Like, you can go out there and you can stay up till 4 in the morning playing video games, and it might last for 6 months, a year maybe, but
Yeah.
when there's a guy with the same level of talent and he ain't staying up, like there's just a separation that happens.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm
Natural.
saying?
Natural.
So
I love it, man.
yeah.
You dropping, boy,
And
you
then
dropping gems. Hey, man, you might be halfway smart, man. You see how you dropping these gems right now?
just a little bit,
Just a
half
little
of it.
bit, a little bit. Look, I can't give you too much credit now because you're gonna get big head. Your head's already
No,
big enough as it is. You know what I'm saying? It's like I
I
can't let
know.
you do it, man. That hot air balloon you got, man. I can't let you do it. Hey, people, just understand this is how me and Vic roll. So, this is just what we done for forever. Just what we done for forever. Just food for thought. Food for thought. All right, man. So talk about value. All right. So you talked about the recruiting part. So now let's get into the NIL. So one of the things that I tell my guys is, look, man, like you're getting into the business, so you got to create value now. What is your value? Now we know about the valuation portion.
Oh
That's
yeah.
part of the value. So when we go into the money, like the experiences that you had with the money now, and kids creating value for themselves out of high school, out of the portal, what does that look like?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, everybody's different. I think every institution is different. But
Okay.
if you understand as a player that each institution has X amount of, like there is technically a salary cap for each institution,
Okay. Okay.
and how they allocate their money is how they allocate their money. Just like when you playing in the NFL,
Yeah.
uh, some teams will go heavy on the fronts and you like a Philly, they went everywhere else, had to fill in the void or fill in the gaps, and so they were paid
Mm-hmm.
less, right? I think nowadays, right now, I think currently in college football, there is no cookie cutter format of how teams are going about spending their money. I don't think
Yeah.
I think there's very few that understand how to do it. I think there are a lot that have money that'll throw it, right?
Right.
But
Yep. Yep.
understanding value has to be within each one of your, like each one of the recruits, specific recruiting for each team is
Mm-hmm.
all going to be different, right?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, how value is if, okay, you look at what is the need for each team that is recruiting you. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
look at the room. It's really simple. Like look at the room that you're going into. I'm an O lineman. I'm going into a room. They took 4 transfers. Regardless of how much they're paying you, you ain't playing, dog. Like
Right. It is what it is. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
it's
You there? Yeah, I lost. Can you hear me? right, there we go. There we go. I got
You good?
you. Yep. I got you. Don't worry. We cut all this stuff out. Don't worry about all that. Yep.
No, you good. Can you see me?
Yeah. Yeah, I got you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What where did it cut out? What do you want me to go back over?
Oh, yeah, you were touching base on the value, how teams are spending money and all that. Like my boys, like my Aggies learned their lesson the hard way. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Just paying all that money out and whatnot. So you were touching on the value portion.
Yeah. So I think the value that if I'm a high school recruit, right, and I'm getting into NIL talks of what the value is, right?
Yeah.
You've got to weigh two things. One is the value of the dollar amount, right, that teams
Mm-hmm.
are giving you or whatever teams are, and
Mm-hmm.
then weigh the opportunity, the real opportunity to play and increase your
Yeah.
value, right?
Yep.
And
Yep.
so really simply, that's just looking up the roster and having real blunt conversations of, how do you see me coming in and playing?
Yeah.
Because in order to truly develop, you've got to play. Like you gotta
That's
you gotta
good.
play in games.
Yeah.
So there are every year there's probably 30 or 40 situations where we come across as coaches where like, well, you're gonna take the money, but a year from now you're not gonna get any better
Yeah.
than what you because you ain't gonna play, and it's
And
not
then what's the goal? What's the ultimate goal? Right.
right. And that's
Yeah.
and that's not it's not a knock on anybody's situation, but it is what the facts are. Again, we go back to feedback. It is the feedback.
Yeah.
So we had
Yeah. That's
our
good.
one of our quarterbacks was a 5-star kid, man, was committed to us for a long time.
Yeah.
Jaron, and he's with us
Yep.
now. He's going to ACC Media Days with Devin and all those
Oh
guys.
yeah, the
And
one that was Oregon, maybe. Am I thinking of
I'm going
Oregon?
to say the other team, but I
Okay.
told
Well,
him.
I'll say it for you. I'll say it for you. Yeah. I got you. Go. My bad. My bad. Yeah. Go ahead.
No,
Go
but
ahead.
we had
Go ahead.
we
I'm
had
listening.
this conversation. We
Yeah.
had a conversation, and fast forward, he ends up going somewhere else on Saturday, comes back,
Yeah.
and he's here, and like it feels like weights lifted off his shoulder. He can be himself. He's running around, throwing the ball really well, competing. You know,
Yep. Yep.
uh, because the opportunity is matching now. Like the opportunity, the
Yeah.
value. So as you go through, what is the value of the opportunity versus the value of the dollar amount? Like
Yeah.
um,
That's
if
good.
it's
That's
if
good,
it's just
man.
straight up money, like then you'll go to the highest bidder. Like then all the other stuff is taken out of it. Like the relationship with your coach, the defense
Yeah.
they run, the people in the meeting room, like all that stuff's out the window. It's just gonna go to who paid me a dollar more than the other guy,
That's good. That's
right?
good.
Where
That's good.
each situation is completely different than the next guy. So your teammate goes through and he gets this, and this. Like
Yeah.
your journey is not his journey. So don't
Yep.
compare his journey to your journey. Like,
Right.
you know, and then understanding where can you go to play football? Like where can
Yeah.
you go where they want you? Like where are you gonna go to where they really want you to come in and be a part of it as opposed to, another check in the recruiting class. Like
Yeah.
that's where a lot of a lot of these players that end up in the portal, right? Like they end up in the portal because they're, chasing different things. Again, if you chase production, then it's gonna weed out a lot of different schools. Like if
Yeah.
you're saying I'm a offensive guard and I want to come in, I want to play right away, regardless of what the coach is telling me, okay, what does it look like in that room?
Yeah.
All right. Do they have
Yeah.
3 seniors? Did they just bring in 4 transfers? Like, you know what I mean? Like or did they just graduate 3 guys and they have a
Yeah.
sophomore and a junior? And, I really feel like I can go toe to toe with those guys. Like, all right, let's go.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you keep the main thing, I think a lot of it will will end up fading away and there'll be a clearer picture about your path. And now what high school kids have the opportunity to do again, right, is to go and play somewhere. Just go and play, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
go and play. And then everything after that
That's
happens.
good.
Like
That's
all that
good.
stuff happens.
That's
You know
good,
what I'm
man.
saying?
That's good. Like you said something. I don't think you realized what you said. Like you talked about the quarterback that came back, but I like how there was no hard feelings. You were like, "Hey man,
No,
dude,
no,
we get it. You're 18-year
no.
old kid. We get
Oh,
it."
absolutely.
And but
I
I think a lot of stuff where I get a lot of my guys that are transferring. Well, man, I can't go back. My coach, I've done it. Man, look, if you're a player, you're a player.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I know my boy Sanford's up there, man. Jordan Sanford.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was in my program, man.
Yeah.
All right, let me ask you this: if you had to give three questions, because this is a question I get from my parents all the time, especially like my guys who are getting highly recruited. I don't know if you guys. Well, let me rephrase how I want to say that. But you know, Jalen Brewster, a kid out in Cedar Hill, one of the top D linemen in the country, right? Um, you know, questions that you get from those type of guys, for example, is like, what do we need to ask these guys specifically? Like, coach, man, all right, all these coaches are recruiting me. I got 40 plus offers, this, that, and the other. Here's the NIL bag. From the coaching perspective, like, if I could give you any advice, here's the three questions I would ask every single school recruiting you. What would you tell them?
If telling the high school kid to ask
Yeah, telling
the
the high
college
school kid. Yeah.
coaches,
Mm-hmm. Yep. Like,
ooh,
what
that's
would
a
you
good
ask?
one.
Because now we got the recruiting. I mean, not recruiting, but we got the transfer portal now. We got all this stuff going on. I'm a high school kid. If I'm a college kid in the portal, my college guys know what to ask now. Hey man, I've been down this road. I've been down the block, right? For my high school kids and parents, what does that look like?
Yeah, that's a good one. So first and foremost, okay, I think there are players that you're talking about, elite players that got
Yeah.
60, 70
Yep.
offers,
Yeah. We're talking about those guys. Yeah.
right?
The ones
That
who
are
can
going to
afford to
be
ask the questions.
right.
Yeah.
So those guys, regardless of where they go, will still have the ability, right, to be, elite. They'll have the ability to be elite. Okay.
Okay.
Um, what I would ask if I was one of those guys, I got everybody in the country, man.
Yep.
I would ask them, give me three guys that you developed that weren't 70, 60, 80
That's
development.
good.
Like,
That's
because
good.
what I see from a coach's standpoint, there's guys in coaching, man, that just get,
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah,
I'll leave it at that.
I know. I got you.
Yeah.
Oh, I got
But what I'm saying is, like, I would ask them, who did you develop? Like,
you. Yeah,
not who came in as a 5 star and and he would have been a 5 star anywhere he went. I'm like, where are the guys, okay, that nobody knew about, that
yeah,
you developed
that's good.
into an elite player? Or, where's the guy that came from another school, right? That didn't have production and then left. Like, for me,
Yeah,
that's the thing that hits home with a lot of these transfer guys is I show guys, man. I had a kid that came in, University of Florida, had 0 sacks, left with 11. We got a kid
yeah,
from University of
that's
Utah, came
good.
in with 1 sack, left with 18. We
That's
got the
good, man.
1,238 kid. Now he's a top 10 ACC pass rusher.
Right.
Like there are places that have a lot of names. Like there are places that, oh, so and so in here, so and so, so and so, so and so, and then we get to the league
Yeah.
and they're like, man, I ain't learned nothing.
Ain't nothing, dog.
Hey,
Yeah. Straight up, boy. Yeah, you ain't telling no lies. Yeah,
you're around these guys and they're like, yeah, man, coach, they just told me to go. It's
yeah, yeah.
like so
And
I would
I had three other first rounders with me, so I was able to go one on one. Yeah.
exactly,
Uh huh.
yeah.
Yep.
So my first question would be, hey, who is give me a group of guys you've developed, like
That's
truly
good.
developed,
That's good, man. That's real good. That's good.
that weren't the 60, 70 offer guys, but you developed them into that,
Okay.
right? Um, and then the next thing would be like I would talk about the team as a whole.
Okay.
Like, what is the team? Like tell me about what's going on with the team, the offensive side, to understand where the program is going.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, when you get to the combine and when you get to all these evaluations and all these NFL coaches coming at you, it's how quickly have you developed into an NFL football
Hmm.
player? Can you come in and help our franchise win
Yeah.
immediately? If we're going to pay
Yeah.
you this much money, there is an expectation. That's another thing kids got to understand as well. Is there is an
Yes.
expectation. You take $1, now you a pro. Like That's what they. That's what.
I say it all the time.
Oh, we
Yeah,
had an old coach. We had an old coach, man. Coach Kevin Green was my position coach down at Green Bay,
yeah,
and he would say everybody's a pro. Like the janitor, custodian, or whatever, he's getting paid. He is a pro to get his job done.
yeah.
Like the stuff's got to be clean. The trainers gotta know how to tape. They got to tape it up. They're getting paid to tape
Yeah,
your
that's
ankles.
good. That's
You are
good,
getting
man.
paid to shock and shed an offensive lineman and
See,
go
up
tackle the dang running
two
back.
gap, two gap,
Exactly.
everything. That's your job. Yeah,
Exactly. And so nowadays, you know, it's not scholarship. Like, it's
yeah,
not always scholarship we hear for, hanging.
yeah.
No, it is you get paid this money, then all the people, whether it's donors or the school, they looking at that price tag on your jersey, like you better
Like,
show up.
it's like say that. I tell my guys, hey man, with compensation comes expectation. Like
Exactly.
like,
Ooh, that's
hey
good.
bro, hey man, and cause I try and prep them. Like, listen, like if they're gonna give you, I got one player that got over half a mil, or
Right,
half a
right,
million dollars.
right.
And I say, dog, listen, I understand that's cool. I get it. But I need you to understand the expectation that comes with that. Like,
Oh
let
yeah.
me make sure I make myself clear. Like, it's nice,
Oh yeah.
but you better be focused and you better perform. You know what I'm saying? I love
Oh
that, man.
yeah.
My bad. Go ahead, go ahead. I ain't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, 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 you're good. So along those lines, let's go back to the evaluation process. Is what you find is those kids that uh, that are those high dollar guys that are that have shown out, that have done really well,
Mhm.
that take care of everything off the field. Right? It's almost a guarantee that they're going to produce just because of the type
Yeah,
of kid and the understanding that and their makeup that they have. That it doesn't really matter whether it's $20 or $2 million. They're going to go out there and they're going to go play, right? And they're
gotta
going to keep the
perform.
main
Yep.
thing the main thing. So those would be two things that I would say. I'd be like, hey, who have you developed that weren't 5-star kids? Because I'm a
That's
five
good.
star. I want to see what you've done with guys that aren't 5 stars. Um, Overall, what's happening around the building,
Yep.
as far as what the team looks like, this and that,
That's good.
who's coming in. Um, yeah, and then I would ask, I think a lot of kids just think about football. I would ask, I want you to connect me with your top 5 alumni in this specific area. Like, let's say I'm into business. Like, connect me with some business guys, man. I want to know what a degree from Cal will do for me.
That's
You
good.
know what I mean?
That's
What a
good.
network will be like. Because everything
That's
else,
good.
when you think about when we get into the NFL, like we played in the NFL. Like when you get into the NFL, it's who do you know? Well, so and so's from say A&M, or so and so's from Cal. Oh,
Yeah.
the Caldor just came down. He want to say what's up. Oh, I know him. Like
Yep.
he may be
That's good.
the highest paid, whatever he is, CEO of whatever. Like the connections that you can make at that school, okay, for an elite athlete and a professional athlete, go beyond your playing years. And I try to
Yes.
tell guys that, like the
Yes.
connections
It's
that you'll make
real.
when you have your jersey on is completely different. And I shared this story before. I'll share it again. When I was at SC, we were walking from the Coliseum back to the locker room. We just had a scrimmage in the Coliseum, right? And so
Okay.
we're
Okay.
walking, and I'm walking back with our starting running back, all right, Vavai Malapai, man, and he's like, "What's going on, coach?" And we just chopping it up. And he goes, I told him, you need to network. Like, you need to network right now because you got a jersey on, right? You need to network.
Yes.
He's like, I
Never
don't.
never be more valuable than you are now.
And he goes, I don't know
Yeah.
how to. He's like, I don't know how to do that. And I said,
Yeah.
pick whatever you want to do. And, I was like, what do you want to do? He's like, I don't know, business, broadcasting. I'm like, pick whatever you want to do and shoot an email out right now. Like right when you get back, shoot an email out to just Google it. Who's the CEO of whatever you want to do?
Hmm.
Um, and shoot it out. And be like, hey, play at USC, starting running back, this and that.
Yep. Yep.
And so that was what I told him about networking. Like shoot it out, start the conversation, and then every so often, like just shoot a text. Once you initially meet them, okay, every 2 weeks or 2 months, just keep the conversation going and, keep it light, invite him to practice, invite him to, a football game, but start building a relationship, okay?
Right.
A business
Right.
relationship. And he goes, okay, so fast forward. I didn't know this. He shared this with me a couple weeks ago. He's currently coaching now down at Stanford.
Really?
Yeah, he's coaching down at Stanford, but what he shared with me, like that was the end of what I had understood, right? But what he shared with me
Okay.
was like, hey, I never told you this, but I did it. And I went and did it. And I actually had for broadcasting, he's like, I actually had to decide whether or not I was gonna come to Stanford or start my broadcasting career because I had a job offer to go broadcast back in his
There you
home,
go.
in Hawaii, right? But
There
it
you
all
go.
started with understanding how to network and what networking means, right?
Yeah.
While you're playing. So
Yeah.
that's what I would say. Like I would say, who have you developed that didn't look like me as a 5-star?
That's
Like how
good,
did you
man.
get them better? What is
That's
the team in
good.
general? Like what does the offensive side look like? What's the plan defensively? Like
That's
who are the
it.
guys around me, right? And then it would be how can I get connected and what does it really look like if I came here as a football player, how could I change that into a businessman or change that into, my second career? Because I know football is not going to last long. So
Yeah.
those would be the three questions I would ask and go in depth and, what has been
That's
done
good.
and show me. Then I would ask to be shown, like, all right, show me. If we say
Yeah.
that this is what it is, then show me the guy from Cal that
Yes,
showed
sir.
up here and played in the NFL and now has a successful career, and is retired
Yeah.
and all that. Like I want to know
That's
those
good.
people. Yeah.
That's good, man. That's good. Well, you might be a good recruiter, Vic. I'm over here. I'm like, hold on, man. I was like, I might have to send some people over here, man. Hold on, dog.
Oh
You actually
man.
act like you care, man. Wait a minute. So look, man. No, that's good. That's good on the networking piece. Cause shoot, man, just my leveraging my stuff with A&M radio show, TV show, pregame, you name it,
Oh yeah,
all because I wore the jersey. You know what I mean?
absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah.
so last question. I know you on vacation, so this is gonna be the last thing I ask you, so you can go do what you do, right?
No, you're good.
What? So this is a question for the players, and this is a question for me. I am starting to believe that the senior year doesn't matter anymore. Okay, I'm really starting to. Now we're talking about our elite guys, our guys 20 plus offers, those guys. Okay, because I'm watching guys reclassify. Okay. Quinn Ewer started it down here in Texas, down in
Right,
Southlake when he went
right,
to
right.
Ohio State. You're seeing Ryan Williams. You're seeing your boy Juju at Colorado now. Booby Feaster at DeSoto now. That's reclassifying and he's skipping his senior year per se. And I'm kind of like, man, does the senior year even matter anymore? But I wanted to ask that to you from a coaching perspective. Okay, now we got this guy. We know that the money's involved. We want to get him on campus. What is a coach's take on reclassification now? What would you say to those players and those parents who are going back and forth on should we reclassify? Should we go up? Should we go down? What does that look like? What would you tell them just based on recruiting and everything that you've seen in the landscape?
Yeah, I think it's an individual basis.
Okay.
There's if you are an elite player, I think regardless of class, you'll be an elite player.
Okay.
Um, I do love watching senior film. Like I love
Okay.
seeing them go out there and compete. And I know our guys, the guys that I recruit, like they want to break state records,
Okay.
and they
Okay.
want to do it with their boys. Like they want to break the Georgia sack record. It's like 22 or something like that. Like dudes want to
Right.
go out there and they want to go chase that. And then back to the developmental part, I enjoy watching them develop as they go through, from their junior film into, their senior year because they should be bigger, faster, stronger than everybody. And
Okay. Yep.
them
Yep.
being able to fine tune their skills. So when they come to us in January, it's on a high note and they got confidence and all that, and they're going out and they're going and playing.
Okay.
Now, with the reclassifying again, I think it comes down to what is your child, is he elite regardless? Okay, it's
Okay.
not. don't just reclassify because it's a cool thing to do nowadays. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's more
Yep.
about, does he have the tools and what are you setting him up for? Is there a
Beautiful.
real opportunity when he goes and reclassifies? Like, what are the reasons behind reclassifying? I think is
Mm.
more of the question of whether or not to do it or not. But as far as the senior year comes into play, like I love watching senior film.
Okay.
I love watching the jump, and then uh, a competitor is a competitor. Like they want
Yeah.
to compete, you know,
Yeah.
they want to go out there and they want to dominate, and the pride of where they are from and seeing all that. That's a lot of fun to
Hmm.
watch as well, as being
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
guy in your town and you know what I mean? You got
Yeah.
12 games to go put your stamp and get your number retired 20 years later. Like those guys,
Yeah. Yeah,
the
man.
elite guys, when it comes to their senior year, it's like, oh yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
That's my stuff. Yeah,
And let's cap it. Let's cap it. Beautiful, man.
absolutely.
Beautiful. Well, look, man. This is a another episode of the Coach's Corner, man. We got a halfway decent guy, man, on here.
Just halfway, just
Gets this
halfway.
halfway. I told you, man. We don't give full compliments. We don't give full compliments to Vic, so we don't do that. Now, I'm gonna leave you with a part word, man, because I gotta allow every coach to do this, man. If there's anybody out there that's interested in Cal, for example, whatever that may be, why would they need to choose y'all as the football home and the football place?
Yeah, that's great. I think first and foremost, development. Okay, you'll come to Cal, you get developed again, especially on defense. We had 4 guys drafted, which was more than look up your favorite team, you know.
Yep, yep, yep.
Uh,
Yeah, stand on business, Vic. Stand on
yeah,
business, baby.
and then at the end of the day, you can't argue with a lot of things. You can't
Yeah,
argue with Cal's academic
yep,
reputation. You
yep.
can't argue with the success Coach Wilcox has had on defense, defensively, what we've done over the years. Um, and then I only want to recruit dogs. If you're not a dog, don't show up. If you a dog, come play. That's all I got.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Well, look, that's another episode of the Coach's Corner, man. We got my guy, Vic. Look, make sure y'all tune in. Make sure y'all take notes because there's a lot of gems that we're giving, man. I appreciate you. Appreciate the time, man. We'll
Yeah, I
wrap it up from
love.
there. See y'all on the next one.
We'll see it.